remember that they're changing my voice. First of all, I'd like to point out that I'm not on the Russian side or the Ukrainian side in the war in Ukraine. Okay? I see all governments as corrupt, and I'm sure that there's lots of people who openly agree with me, and even if there wasn't, I would still say the same thing. It should be noted that America has armed white supremacists as part of the groups that they've armed. Also in the news, they pretended that there wasn't a large number of skinheads in Ukraine. The Azerov brigade, okay, is a very large group with a lot of sympathizers around the world, including here in America. The government didn't hesitate to arm them. It goes without saying, to some degree, they support their propaganda and spread in their recruitment process. But yet, they're cracking down on me. Someone who doesn't own any guns, is not waging a war against, a physical war against anybody, has no significant chance of overthrowing the government or something. Someone who time and time again has condemned terrorist acts and mass shootings. Okay. They persecuted me for the best years of my life. They fumed and poisoned me. Why aren't you fuming and poisoning the white supremacists? Why are you fuming and poisoning me? Why did you mess up my eyes? And we look at the screen. You see that white supremacists do MMA fighting like America does. It's America's most pronounced, quote-unquote, martial arts activities. Okay? And these are skinhead bloodbath activities. When you think about Van Damme in the movie Bloodsport, he has a very Ukrainian skinhead way about him. Study the Ukrainian skinheads. Look at them carefully. Look at their features. A lot of people describe them as crypto Jews. Okay? It's very difficult to pinpoint where the people who are shorter with a certain shaped nose, and there's variations of nose. Some look more like gnomes. Some look more like elves or something. Okay? It's hard to pinpoint where they come from. Okay, one commonality between Zionists and German Nazis, especially shorter ones, is they have an occult look to them. They look like occultists because they're basically Satanists. They don't really care about their race. They just care about greed, and they use psychology and their emotions, and they're notorious for using drugs, at least the Nazis, methamphetamine, so on and so forth, okay, to achieve a certain state of mind that's rather repugnant and pitiful and beneath a person who has actual human worth. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so why? What I say to America is, why are you fueling white supremacy? Why did you elect Donald Trump? Why do you pretend that the left isn't also racist? Look at the dating habits of the left. Most of the time we see people who date someone of another race, they're crypto Jews or whatever that race is, with that look. They're about the same height, they have a similar nose and structure of face. That's not a coincidence. We know there's countless sex cults and secret societies and social clubs. Well, what's the secret? What are you doing behind the scenes? Let's see here. Francis Galton was a Freemason, and he talked about eugenics, and he wanted to control reproduction. And there's a bunch of secret societies like the one he was in with members everywhere. Could it be that they're breeding behind the scenes? They're controlling breeding behind the scenes? Pretty straightforward that they are. Reproductive control and Freemasonry is like, white supremacy and being in the Ku Klux Klan. It's very much a part of it. It's a core part of it. It's a central part of it. Phallic symbols. Okay, aprons. Why does the apron stand for purity and it's over their genitalia? Because it's a pure Luciferian white supremacist doctrine. We see that in Pike's book, Morals and Dogma, where he says that no one's allowed to speak meanly of their race, and he praises Lucifer. It takes some reading to see exactly what he's getting at when he talks about Lucifer, because it's put in a kind of poetic, kind of confusing way. But once you put it in its context, once you really think about it, it's crystal clear that he doesn't just seem to be praising Lucifer, he is praising Lucifer. Pretty straightforward. Because Lucifer is a deity of white supremacy, among other things. He creates a certain trance-like state and a certain illusion state is the idea, right? It's a psychological idea that creates these states in these people. And they follow suit. Okay, they follow what? They follow suit. Pretty straightforward. In fact, they talk about blackballing people. It comes from Freemasonry. If somebody, as the story goes, if somebody puts in a black ball, okay, that you are not allowed to join. Okay, so there's a bunch of white balls in some kind of secret meeting or something. If there's a black ball, they vote against the candidate, as the story goes. Now, what does it mean to be a black ball? The black guy is denied his great martial inheritance. Okay, and with me, I'm the last person ever, because everyone else betrayed me and so on and so forth. But when that occurs, they said you're being ball, whose Greek equivalent is Zeus, right? All these black guys in Greek societies and secret societies and frats. Okay, Baal's Greek equivalent is Zeus. His Roman equivalent is Jupiter. His Egyptian equivalent is Set, and Set is the deity of the principles of evil and rape. So they're stigmatizing them, as you see in popular culture and more propaganda, as rapists and criminals, and they're trying their damnedest to make them be that, so they can put on a white knight thong and act like they're a hero. So why do skinheads across the world embrace your form of martial arts, America, while you're sabotaging me for my morally precise and righteous and just form of martial arts? Why did you single me out when I'm the only guy doing the right thing on the planet?